Start it. Okay. And we are live. Welcome to another, I don't know, Spurg session or just ramble on. There's a new Halloween movie out.
Yep.
And, let me close my streaming thing here. So yeah, new Halloween movie. Hold up. Just fixing my phone so I can see the chat. Totally professional setup here.
Yeah.
Halloween Ends. The third and final entry in David Gordon Green's Halloween sequel trilogy. I have mixed feelings about this. I had mixed feelings about Halloween Kills as well. But on the whole, I definitely enjoyed them both for what they are. Before we started the stream, I mentioned to you that it feels like you had the Halloween 2018, which was more or less a mixture of slasher and character study, because it focuses not just on Michael Myers and going around killing people and Haddonfield trying to stop them, but it also focuses on the effects that trauma can have on a person, specifically with what Michael's rampage in 78 did to Laurie Strode, and what the effects it subsequently had on her daughter and her granddaughter. That mixed in with Michael feeding his bloodlust. Then you got to...
And you mentioned...
Sorry, what?
Go ahead.
Then you get to Halloween Kills, which, while it still shows the effects that Michael's been having on not just Laurie, but his rampage from 78 and his newest one in 2018, how it affects the Haddonfield community and the consequences that come from that. It was still much more of a slasher film than the 2018 film. There were I think substantially more kills and substantially more gore than was in 2018.
Yeah, there was that lady who got a freaking light socket shoved through her neck.
The guy who got a blade through his eye. My favorite kill just remains the one chick who Michael kicks the door out and it spins that Desert Eagle back in her hand and she accidentally shoots herself.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry I laughed at that.
So did I.
It's like they finally brought back the trend of stupid people in horror movies, stupid people being stupid using guns.
Yeah, like that one guy in World War Z.
Don't even get me started on that goddamn movie. The book was better. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it was. I do like the movie, but yeah, the book is substantially better.
And the 2019 video game was decent, but that's a topic for another video. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways. So now we've got Halloween Ends, which
is mostly just character write-up.
Yeah, it's primarily character study. You know, we've got Laurie and Allison trying to move on from the events of the 2018 movie. Laurie's writing her memoir, and Allison's working a nursing job. And this movie, I mean, Laurie's in it, but this movie is primarily about a character named Corey Cunningham, played by Rohan Campbell, who I swear to God is a dead ringer for a young Michael Rooker.
Oh God,
He
Michael
looks.
Rooker.
Is it just me, or does he look like Michael Rooker?
A little bit.
Yeah, like Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Who,
Now is this remind me, this live stream's spoiler free, right?
yes, as
Yes, sir.
as spoiler free as we can make it.
Oh yeah. There's one thing I want to mention, but it's definitely a spoiler, so I'm just gonna shut up.
Yeah. Yeah,
For the best.
so apparently in 2018, after Michael's rampage had finished, after he finally made it home and everybody in Haddonfield burned the Myers house to the ground, I guess. So
Yeah,
Mike,
after Karen was stabbed to death, I was hoping that the movie would open with her surviving, but I think it was pretty damn clear. It should have been pretty damn clear at the end of Halloween Kills that yep, she dead.
yeah. Yeah, which that was
So,
it was that way for
anyone-
me.
So anyone wanting to go in and freaking hope she survives, I hate to break it to you, you didn't get lucky like Hawkins did.
No. Hawkins got stabbed in the neck and run over.
And survived.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Karen got
Got stabbed
What?
like she like Janet Leigh in Psycho.
Well, I was gonna say she got Judith Myers to death, but okay.
Yeah.
You know, because that had to have been a reference to Michael's first kill.
I think that was Judith's room that she got shanked in.
Well, Karen's fault for going in there when Michael was on the loose.
Yeah, she should have just split with Allison. But anyways.
Very well.
What, like, the movie opens with this prologue scene. It's like Halloween Kills. There's a prologue scene where it's like 1 year after that little rampage in the 2018 movie, and Michael's disappeared, and people don't know what to make of it.
Some even offing themselves.
Yeah. People are looking for a new boogeyman, and then we meet this kid, Corey Cunningham, who's played by Rohan Campbell, who is babysitting this kid, and there's an accident, which
And
is the kid's goddamn fault because he was being an ornery little shit.
Well, yeah. He shouldn't have been standing in front of that door either.
Yeah. Am I the only one who... when that happened, and I've seen this from a couple other people, like, it actually kind of made me laugh my ass off when I saw it.
Yeah, because they got rid of the annoying kid character like not even 5 minutes in.
Yes. Which I love that the movie actually just went there. But
I mean, they went there in the first movie, when Michael freaking choked that kid and broke his neck against the truck door.
yeah. Oh yeah. The kid who had a weird obsession with...
Like, you wouldn't expect the kid to die, but hell no, Michael Myers ain't playing 40 years later.
Yeah, that one kid who just had a weird obsession with dancing. Just
and the voice that where he sounded like he spent the first 12 years of his life screaming his lungs out.
yeah.
And his ancient father.
God.
Wanted to take money.
It's like, did
And
you have that kid?
You saw you saw how his neck was broken all the hell, and there was that freaking like it looked like his neck was so broken it looked like there was some extra vertebrae in there.
Well, yeah, his head was yanked back at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really anything compared to the freaking guy at the gas station or whatever, where his jaw was ripped open like a motherfucker and his teeth ripped out.
Jesus Christ. Or some of the kills in this movie, which we won't spoil.
And there's also the mechanic's death in Halloween 2018 where his uniform was stolen. I don't know if you noticed, but when Dana was standing at the counter, you could actually see him getting killed out the window.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
One of the benefits of widescreen cinematography.
Pretty much. At least we actually got to see it.
You're a part of it.
Right.
Because you only saw Michael beating on the guy. You didn't see the actual impact. But
alright.
Accident, kid's dead for being an ornery little shit. And because Haddonfield needs a new boogeyman to demonize, that boogeyman winds up being Corey. Which in Haddonfield's pretty much turned against Laurie as well, because everybody thinks that she egged... Everybody makes up a lie about her having egged Michael on until he came back to Haddonfield. Which in a small town, people make up bullshit, and then that bullshit becomes truth in the eyes of everybody incapable of independent thought. Like social media, but anyways...
Yeah, they were trying to say Laurie was fucking around, found out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm fine. She said, "Fuck around, find out."
And
but that basically sums up the new Laurie Strode's personality. Literally, fuck around, find out.
Yeah. So, bullshit happens. Corey winds up meeting Allison. And there's something like an attempt at a relationship building there until he runs afoul of these high school punks straight out of a goddamn Stephen King novel.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like the bullies from Derry just showed up in Haddonfield. It's like, hey, Maine. It's like, hey, dude, Maine's a long way off from Illinois. What the fuck are you doing here?
Pennywise, if you're truly everywhere, please take care of this problem. I'm sorry. I think Pennywise would fuck Michael up.
Every time those brats showed up, I just kept thinking, where the fuck is Tim Curry with his clown suit when you need him? To make them all float.
I'd call Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise if you want them to have a truly gruesome death.
Yeah, Tim Curry would probably just turn that one... It would be like Doug Walker's review of the It miniseries, where he just turns the leader of that punk group into Billy Idol.
Oh, God.
Why did he do that? Because he is a very stupid clown. I still haven't seen the Bill Skarsgård It.
Well, you know how it is with New Line Cinema. They like pumping out 3-hour movies.
Nowadays, yeah.
Like the first 3-hour movie I saw was when I'm pretty sure they did Peter Jackson's King Kong. New Line Cinema did, but I don't know. That's another topic for another video.
Yeah, that was a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, my dad took me to see that in theaters, and it's the only time in my life. Well, it's one of very few times besides going to see the MonsterVerse films in theaters that I actually managed to stay put. That I actually managed to stay put and not go to the bathroom once. And when you're seeing a new King Kong movie and you're excited for it and you're excitedly drinking away your soda, your bladder's gonna freaking hate you after 3 hours.
Yeah.
All right, but back to Halloween. Where were we?
After Corey runs afoul of these, I can't believe it's not. I can't believe they're not from Derry punks. One thing leads to another, and bodies start dropping in Haddonfield, and is it Michael? Is it Corey? The premise, from the premise alone, I was expecting there to be a massive. I was expecting there to be some kind of mystery as to whether or not it was Corey committing these murders or if it really was Michael. I'm just going to say right now, there really isn't much of an ambiguity. In fact, this movie feels... There are times where this movie feels like a serial killer origin story.
Also, kind of for a little while there, it felt like one of those freaking movies about a copycat killer.
Yeah.
Say like a horror sequel in a horror sequel in a popular franchise, like someone repeating the MO of the original killer and them thinking it's the actual killer, but then apparently it turns out there's two of them.
Yeah, Brad Jones did a video on this movie, and he was drawing comparisons between it and Friday the 13th Part 5, where it's like Jason's not in the movie, but his presence is still being felt all over because there's other people mimicking Jason's MO.
Yeah, and Friday the 13th Part 5, there was that one guy who died at the beginning who tried to offer the angry guy a chocolate bar, but said the wrong thing and got an axe in the back instead. And the Jason Voorhees copycat was actually the father of that teen who got killed by the angry guy. Which basically rules out any chance of that guy being the Jason copycat because he was arrested.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until Friday the 13th Part 6 where they literally... Jason was dead until frickin' Tommy Jarvis shoved that metal rod in Jason's chest to make sure he's dead, and then a lightning storm came and he didn't get out in time and it struck the rod, which revived Jason as a zombie now.
Oh.
Like, stupid people being stupid in horror movies, not surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's kind of par for the course with horror in general.
What'd you say?
That's kind of par for the course with horror in general.
It's like this serial killer died, but you brought him back to life and now he's unstoppable? Congratulations, jackass, you just caused the apocalypse.
Yeah. So
then again, the last several Friday the 13th movies had me screaming my head off at the TV, so
that's me with the franchise in general.
Yeah, what tell the audience, how do you describe Jason Voorhees?
What happens when you order Michael Myers from Wish.com?
Huh.
He is an off-brand Dollar General, Dollar Tree Michael
Bargain
Myers.
Yeah. Bargain bin Michael Myers, literally. And
Yeah.
if you think about it, Friday the 13th wouldn't exist if it weren't for Halloween. Which really also had Texas Chainsaw and Black Christmas to thank for that, but that's neither here or there.
Yeah. I actually really like the more psychological aspects of this movie. The whole, watching this character just lose his marbles as the story progresses.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Laurie, having survived all of this, she sees the warning signs, throughout the movie, she's seeing the red flags.
But chooses to ignore them, like most women these days.
Well, she doesn't ignore them, but fucking dumbass Allison does. There are characters in this movie who should be smarter than they are.
And after 2 movies, Allison should have been.
The red flag should have been shooting up.
Especially when she was with Corey and then her... Can I talk about this part or no?
Her douchebag ex, who's one of the county deputies.
Yeah. That when he disappeared after he harassed her and Corey, that should have been a red flag right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when she goes into work and her boss and the other nurse who it usually is working with her haven't shown up, that should have also been a major red flag. Which I actually, like I said, I love that it's not just about finding excuses for Michael to just walk into a room and stab a bunch of people to death. That it actually does focus on character building and studying character psychology a little bit. Does it do the best? No. There are certain slasher movie tropes that it does fall back on. And as I said before, there are people in this movie who should be way smarter than they actually are in the story. I still think that David Gordon Green should have gone with his original plan of having all 3 of these movies take place on the same night. But I'm willing to take this for what it is, and I'm willing to accept it. First off, this is as you were telling me before we started, this is a much better send-off for Laurie than Halloween 4 and Halloween Resurrection and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 gave us.
Don't even get me started on those movies.
By a fucking mile. Which, I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, it's a Halloween movie that Jamie Lee Curtis has a prominent role in, so it's automatically good in my book.
Yeah.
This movie is not... I saw some critics complaining about the movie having a convoluted plot, and I don't think it has a convoluted plot. I think Halloween... The Cult of Thorn trilogy had a convoluted plot. Especially if you went from Halloween 5 to the theatrical cut of Halloween 6.
And I unfortunately wasn't lucky enough to not see the producer's cut.
I still haven't seen it myself. I've seen Brad Jones and Dead Meat's videos on them. I just haven't seen the movie for myself.
I haven't. I'm still traumatized.
And
as it's heavily implied. It's heavily implied that Michael is the father of Jamie's baby.
Showing that the writers apparently... Sorry?
And, I mean, there's also a scene near the end of the producer's cut where whatever the name of Danny's mother's name was, Kara Strode, the ginger lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's tied to a cold table in front of Michael, and literally the only thing going through my mind is, oh fuck, I know where this is going. Family tradition.
Because the writers apparently forgot that Halloween takes place in Illinois, not Lower Alabama. Dueling banjos intensifies.
Sweet Home Alabama plays softly in the distance. I actually used to be in a Facebook group called that. And God, I'm glad I got out of it when I did, because the content was disturbing.
Well, yeah, and then this movie is not like Halloween Resurrection, where it's like, where the movie just devolves into a group of gibbering retards screaming at each other for 89 minutes. Trying to film a reality show for the internet.
Yeah, and that freaking bitch not noticing that, and those two dumbass hosts not noticing that their cast members are getting slaughtered one by one on camera, and yet they're just drinking a milkshake, jamming the music, not giving a fuck, not noticing till it's too late. And I meant to mention this in last Friday's live stream, but there's the groan inducing, but yet some strangely funny part where Busta Rhymes dresses up as Michael Myers and runs into the real Michael, and he mistakes him for one of the cast members and just cusses him out. And Michael could have easily just killed him. Michael could have easily killed the shit out of him right there, but instead just turns around and walks away.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I think he just realized what movie he was in.
I was like, if I was Michael, I'd be in a hurry to get the fuck out too.
Like, especially since, why am I in a movie that almost killed my series?
Yeah, one of the movies that almost killed his series, that and Halloween 6.
Again, bang back to my, oh, fuck, you know where this is going, quote, comment, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I give David Gordon Green credit for this one. He actually at least tried to do something different with the Halloween license and tried to show respect for the franchise and show respect for fan expectations, but while still subverting expectations. This movie is very subversive as far as a Halloween movie goes, but I don't think it's subversive to the extent that it's not like The Last Jedi, where Rian Johnson just spent 2.5 hours thumbing his nose and going neener at the viewer.
No shit.
It's not at all like that, which Rian Johnson's a hell of a director, but that movie was ass. That movie was steaming hot ass.
In the words of Dwayne Johnson, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
10 pounds of monkey crap in a 5-pound bag.
And I actually saw this video where they were ranking the Star Wars movies with memes, and Last Jedi got it's alright, like, and then, but at least they gave Rise of Skywalker as the biggest piece of dog shit.
It is. It's the worst of the trilogy.
Pretty much the rest of them got that one streamer yelling, "What?"
Well, I think that whole trilogy was just a waste. This trilogy at least doesn't go in that direction.
Thank God. I mean, yeah, it takes place decades later, but still better than the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just went downhill after the second one. I mean, the first in that sequel trilogy.
No. I still don't care for the Force Awakens, but that's largely because J.J. Abrams, or Jar Jar Abrams, in my eyes, couldn't direct his way out of a paper bag.
You know, the actor who played Jar Jar Binks actually attempted suicide because of the backlash for his character.
And stories like that are why I have no sympathy for the Star Wars community. But...
yeah, at least not the toxic parts.
Back on point.
Yeah.
this movie does have a handful of really, like, I mean, it's a Halloween movie. You're gonna expect some kills, and there's
quite a bit.
yeah. Despite the emphasis on studying character psychology, there's still plenty of stabby stab action to go around throughout the runtime. It doesn't drag at all. It's a pretty briskly paced movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never bored at all watching it.
I mean, it was less than 2 hours.
Yeah, just a hair under 2 hours. Is an hour and 52 minutes, which is long for a slasher movie, but I feel like it kind of earns that sub 2 hour runtime.
And I mean, the last film was literally 5 minutes shorter.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the sweet spot for. I mean, slasher movies typically tend to run anywhere from 85 to 90 minutes. So there's more.
And Halloween 2018 was an hour and 49 minutes.
Yeah. There's a lot more.
Hours.
Sorry, what?
I'm surprised. I don't think any of the Halloween movies were 2 hours or more.
The only one I can think of off the top of my head, actually, let me look it up since I have my browser open right here. We're going to look this up live.
Please don't say Rob. Please don't say Rob Zombie.
I think it actually was the the Rob Zombie
2 hours,
one.
2 hours and 1 minute.
Yeah, the theatrical cut of Halloween 07 was an hour and 50 minutes, and then the unrated cut took that up to 2 hours. Halloween 2, I think the director's cut took it up to an hour and 15 minutes. But the theatrical version was an hour and 45 minutes. I still laugh at this every time I see it. Rob Zombie declined to return to film another sequel, and the next installment, Halloween 3D, was canceled in 2012. Yeah, because we totally, after Jaws 3D and Friday the 13th Part 3D, do we really need to take horror in another 3D? I mean, I know Jaws isn't a horror movie, but then there was that Texas Chainsaw 3D movie,
which followed the same trend as Halloween 2018, ignoring all other sequels and picking up like 40 years later.
Yeah, which I've heard divided opinions of that movie. Some people love it, some people hate it, and
it spawned a prequel. It spawned a prequel called Leatherface, but let's. And then there's 2022's Texas Chainsaw. Chainsaw Massacre, which dropped on Netflix earlier this year, which had the most early days of YouTube looking title card I've ever seen.
I heard of that movie. The only thing I remember about the trailer was the scene where Leatherface gets on the bus full of those twinks, and the one guy holding up his phone is like, "You're about to get canceled, bro."
Rest assured, Michael killed that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Leatherface killed that guy.
Dead. Everyone's
according to Dead Meat's video, there were like 20 teenagers on that bus, and Leatherface killed all of them.
Yeah, and nothing of value was lost.
Especially they voted for Biden.
Anyways.
Yeah, let's not get political.
Yeah, there's a reason I kind of try to veer away from that subject matter nowadays. But yeah, this movie actually, like, I love the 2018 movie. I liked Halloween Kills when I saw it. I only watched it the one time when we were watching it for a video last year.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get a hold of the extended cut. But right now I'm trying to save up some money for Black Friday. And this movie, like I love the risks that it actually does take instead of just falling back on tired formulas. Like it actually does like it was pretty ballsy of David Gordon Green and Danny McBride to go in the direction that they did instead of just more of the same, which is what you get with a lot of sequels. Just it's the same thing, but there's going to be a higher death count. Oh, it's the same thing, but the kills are going to be bloodier. And there's some pretty gruesome deaths in this movie, too. There was one particular scene, I won't say what happened with it, but there was one particular scene involving an industrial shredder that I was like, God damn, I gotta watch that again.
All you need to, we won't spoil who, but all you need to know is that in the industrial shredder, they definitely dead.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, just bring out Stewie Griffin. He's dead, alright? We're not gonna be seeing him again.
Or the Simpsons meme, stop, he's already dead.
Yes. No, the clip from Die Hard 3 where that one chick is just going to town on this guy with a knife, and then Jeremy Irons appears beside her. Is like, I think he's dead, my dear. Oh,
he's dead.
he's very dead. But yeah,
that one cop from the 2006 movie Slither. Chick is hardcore.
Yeah, I still can't get over how much Rohan Campbell looks like a young Michael Rooker. I can't.
He does.
He does. It does. It makes me want to hop on Shudder and watch Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, because the last time I checked, it's on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see Kyle Richards come back for a couple scenes.
Yeah, as her character's name always escapes me.
Yeah, it's starting to escape me too. Lindsay
Wallace.
Mm-hmm. It was nice to see her come back. It was nice to see Hawkins come back for a few scenes.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, this was just a really good. It was a better Halloween movie than I was expecting, and I think it's. I would put this trilogy above most of the other sequels. Like I love, like I like Halloween 2 from '81, and I love Halloween H2O. But I would put this trilogy above those. I think David Gordon Green really outdid himself with this trilogy. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with The Exorcist next year.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
I still have not seen The Exorcist, which is weird. Because I'm a sucker for 70s movies. So you would think I'd seen The Exorcist by this point, but I still haven't. Well, I got a year to make up for that.
Oh yeah, there's also. I'm surprised there hasn't been a parody film called The Exorcist yet, where he says your mother cooks socks in hell. Someone needs to make that meme a movie, I swear to God.
Your mother cooks socks in hell. I am amazed that has not become like an SNL skit or a Mad TV skit when Mad TV was a thing. I'm amazed that hasn't even become a College Humor video.
The Exorcist.
Yeah, that would. I'd watch that. And this definitely is because of its presentation and because it has more emphasis on psychological character study, and because it's because of how subversive it is compared to previous Halloween movies. This movie is definitely going to divide people. There's definitely going to be people who love it. There are going to be people who just outright hate it. I fall into the camp of people who actually really enjoyed it. This would be tied with the 2018 movie for my favorite of this trilogy. Kills was fun, but I had a lot of problems with it. I had more problems with it than I had with this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and however this series continues, if Jamie Lee Curtis is actually serious about this being her last Halloween movie, it'll be a shame because, she's... I always say her Halloween movies are the best ones, not counting Resurrection because that movie is just piping hot dog shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I still say, why the fuck would you put her on the poster if you're gonna kill her off 15 minutes in?
Yeah.
Like, literally, not even 15 minutes in, she kisses Michael's mask on her lips and says, "Bye, Michael," before falling out of this movie and,
well, she didn't
making
say
everyone else in the movie.
Well, she didn't say goodbye, Michael. She said, "I'll see you in hell." And then splat.
I think you're gonna have to wait a long time for that, Lori.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was partially right about one of my predictions last week. I predicted last week that Michael and Lori were going to kill each other. I was at least partially right on one aspect of that prediction. I'm not going to say which part of it I was right about. You got to watch the movie for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But I was at least partially right, so not enough to warrant a "fuck you, I was right" dance, but, yeah. So, do you have anything you would like to add?
All I have to say is that the critics who are bitching about this movie, they're wrong. It's still a better send-off. It's still a better send-off. I mean, yeah, this movie has its flaws, like literally every movie out there, right?
Yeah.
But it's still a better send-off for Laurie Strode than Halloween 4, the Rob Zombie Trash Fest, and that god-awful abomination that was Resurrection.
Yeah.
Better send-off for Laurie Strode. I'm satisfied. You guys will be too.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
And I would say keep your expectations neutral. Go in with an open mind, give it a fair shot, and you'll find yourself pleasantly surprised. However you feel about this movie, at least it will, I'm sure just off the Halloween name alone, it will be a success. It's at least it's not Bros.
That's a big oof fest.
At least it's not Billy Eichner's Bros.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm not gonna say anything about it.
There's nothing you and I can't say that anti-SJW YouTube hasn't already said about 50 times over.
No shit. I mean, I'm I'm an LGBT member and an LGBT supporter at that, but that movie was just not necessary.
No.
I hate to say it, but it was. It's like there's plenty of representation. We didn't need a movie where literally everybody was,
Yeah.
And before you start bitching in the comments, that's coming from an LGBT member, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. 2 of them, actually.
Yeah, you're asexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get you laid, bro.
You would have to give me an interest in sex first. Now that's the point where you just cue up that clip from Animaniacs of Yakko going, "Mwah! Good night, everybody."
Uh-huh.
Which I am going to say now. That's going to do it for this stream. Thank you guys for watching. Not sure what we're going to talk about next, so I'll just say we'll see you later. And stay safe and have fun.